Imagine a gathering so exclusive and secretive that even the most curious eyes can't pierce its veil. Today, we're diving into the heart of the Hells Angels' most massive and mysterious event. What shocking occurrence unfolded at their grand, clandestine celebration? Let's uncover the truth behind the Hells Angels' massive secret party. One thing is obvious: while much of their actions are still unknown, when the wealthiest chapters choose to make a statement, they do it in style. Rumors have recently circulated of an upcoming spectacular event, a massive celebration that is expected to be nothing short of legendary. Join us as we examine the 40th anniversary of the Canadian Hells Angels chapters in British Columbia, where the wealthiest chapters know no boundaries. The Hells Angels are passionate and dedicated to what they accomplish. This unique, never-before-seen celebration is unlike any other. In July 2023, this 40-year anniversary was celebrated on Canada's west coast. More than 400 exclusive Hells Angels members, along with selected guests and supporters, gathered around their clubhouse. The driveway was marked with the typical red and white AFE banners, meaning Angel Forever, Forever Angels, the slogan of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club. Huge tents were erected on the grounds, and a live band performed hardcore metal songs such as Metallica and Black Sabbath. However, this gathering was just as secretive and exclusive as the Hells Angels. There was no bargaining, and the celebration was by invitation only. They even covered their gate to keep nosy eyes out in an effort to keep this gathering as quiet as possible. Every effort was made to maintain the mystery. However, little is known about this event qualifies it as one of the most exclusive in Hells Angels history. It's thought to be the biggest Hells Angels meeting ever, held at the White Rock Chapter's clubhouse in Langley, British Columbia. Langley is a municipality in the Metro Vancouver Regional District in British Columbia, less than an hour's ride from Vancouver, the metropolis. With only 30,000 inhabitants, it was the perfect location to ensure everything went smoothly. There were no criminal acts or narcotics involved, and the police and media were observing the large and exclusive party from afar. We learned the most interesting details about this one-of-a-kind and opulent celebration from a variety of sources and media outlets. Several Hells Angels representatives from various chapters across Canada were there, as well as extremely foreign guests who had been invited specifically. Quebec has a unique place in the hearts of the Hells Angels because it was the birthplace of Canada's first Hells Angels chapter in 1977. Every chapter in the Quebec region was represented during the gathering. We all know that the Hells Angels is an extremely restricted motorcycle club that does not allow women. However, to commemorate the anniversary, some women and children joined the gathering. The 78-year-old is a true veteran of Canada's biker scene, and bikers from British Columbia and around the world see Rick as a vital member of the community. A few decades ago, he spoke to the media following a clubhouse raid in which some members were severely injured. He highlighted during the conversation that the Hells Angels are not a criminal group. Given what the Hells Angels have accomplished around the world, this is an impressive statement. But this gathering was all about celebration, and boy did they party. Let's learn more about the richest Hells Angels party in history. This day commemorated the anniversary of 3 different Hells Angels chapters in British Columbia receiving their own charters. They have over 120 full-patched members in total, and some of the Hells Angels chapters in British Columbia are known to be the wealthiest in the world. Normally, Hells Angels events are kept secret, but this time, they allowed the police and journalists a glimpse of their royal party. We're all aware that the Hells Angels don't have the best reputation. When locals discovered that the Angels were having a party in their neighborhood, they became terrified. Roaring motorcycles and fearless Hells Angels in their streets and neighborhoods were unlike anything they had ever seen. That is why police were present to monitor the situation and assuage the public's concerns, but also to gather information about the Angels in this event, in case something would go terribly wrong. although the Hells Angels have a bad reputation and have previously clashed with government and police. The big secret party hosted by the Hells Angels in British Columbia presented a unique and complex problem from the perspective of law enforcement organizations. Hundreds of Hells Angels members and special guests attended this covert event, which was kept a secret from the public, raising concerns among the local population and law police. Protecting public safety and obtaining information on the events taking place within the assembly were the two main goals that law enforcement agencies set out to accomplish on the day of the event. Because of the Hells Angels' reputation and secrecy, there was increased alertness. To prevent interfering too much with the festivities, local police officers kept a low profile and watched the spectacle from a distance. The purpose of this strategy was to allay public fears and calm anxieties about Hells Angels being in the area. Residents were terrified of the Angels because they thought they were an unlawful motorcycle group and their motorbikes were roaring. Therefore, it was imperative that law enforcement address these concerns. In addition, the occasion gave police enforcement a priceless chance to gather details on the movements, exchanges, and relationships among the Hells Angels throughout the celebration. Considering the club's enigmatic and covert nature, any information gathered from this event may be crucial for further inquiries and preserving public safety. Law enforcement organizations, especially the police, were acutely aware of the situation and its possible consequences. Their major purpose was to protect public safety and acquire information about the Hells Angels' actions during the meeting. To do this, they maintained a covert presence, watching the event from a distance without interfering with the festivities. The presence of Hells Angels in the area has rightfully prompted fear and panic among residents. The sight of roaring motorbikes, along with the Hells Angels' reputation as an illegal motorcycle gang, exacerbated these concerns. Law enforcement authorities sought to calm the public's fears by stressing that they were continuously monitoring the situation to prevent any criminal conduct. One of the primary goals for law enforcement was to obtain information on the Angels' activities during the party. Given the club's secrecy, any information acquired from the event would be useful for current investigations and public safety. Officers were prepared to respond quickly and efficiently to any situations. Despite initial concerns, the Hells Angels celebration turned out to be a mostly calm and happy affair. This favorable conclusion proved that, on this occasion, the Angels opted to choose friendship and community over illegal activity. Law enforcement officials recognized this adjustment as a significant departure from the club's renowned notoriety. The Hells Angels' spectacular and violence-free celebration has left an everlasting stamp on their heritage, telling us all that it is never too late to redefine who we are and what we believe in. If you found this post enlightening and motivating, please like and share it with your friends and family. Let us spread the word about this amazing event and the great lessons it offers us. We'd love to hear your comments on this historic moment and the larger ramifications it has. Please leave a comment below to join the discussion. Your views and reflections are critical to gaining a better understanding of the role of unity and peace in our world.